What's up, beautiful people? This is Pastor Calvin with my amazing wife,
Helen.
and welcome back to Couples Canvas, where our vision is.
Mastering covenant marriage, one conversation at a time.
I absolutely love it. Episode 7. This is going to be an amazing episode. All of the episodes are amazing. But before we jump into this particular episode, we want to definitely ask that you like, share,
Don't gatekeep.
and
Share.
subscribe to Couples Canvas. And look, send us your questions. Send us your questions. We had something that we put on episode 4, I believe, or it was episode 3, where somebody is sitting on a seed that we was going to bless somebody with because you have not sent your question.
You missed that
So
window.
you missed the window. So that window is officially
It's a
closed.
$1,000 or to pay your mortgage for that month.
Man, like, share, subscribe. You never know how Calvin and Helen want to bless you. Love ain't a feeling, it's a discipline. Love ain't a feeling, it's a discipline. Episode 7. I had to chuckle when I said that because love ain't a feeling, it's discipline. And I'm starstruck. I'm starstruck.
Stop it.
Starstruck. Helen, that is sitting next to me, a woman of many coats and titles, and just amazing at what she do.
Get your brownie
Uh,
points, husband.
y'all know I'm gonna get mine because she's so fine. She's so fine. But love ain't a feeling. Love ain't a feeling. It's a discipline. So let's jump into it. When we talk about love, in general, we can talk about that for a little minute because we've been in love now over 20 years. Still in love, still could just look into your eyes and tell you, whisper some things into your ears,
Mm.
share my heart with you.
Oh, yeah.
I have the good conversations and the bad conversations. Send you to Houston all the way to Bali. I can send you to Dubai. I can send you to Australia, wherever you want to go. Tab is on me. Those
Okay.
bars, y'all. Love ain't a feeling. It's
Sorry,
discipline.
were you saying
Oh,
there's ain't no mountain high enough, no valleys low enough to keep me from you?
I
Is
bet
that
you.
what you were
I
saying?
bet you won't sing it for the good people
I
one good
did.
time. Love, love, love. Speaking of love ain't a feeling, it's a discipline. We're gonna talk on this topic today. Let's reminisce for a minute, babe.
Mhm.
Let's reminisce, bless the couples real quick.
Oh
Shout
my
out
God.
to the amazing couples that are watching us, that's engaged, tuned in to Couples Canvas. Again, appreciate your support and
Thank
those
you.
that have liked, shared, and subscribed.
Thank you.
What was one of the first songs that won your heart when it came to Calvin and Helen? First song, let's see.
Oh my God.
We've been in the game for a hot minute, so there's a couple songs, but there are a few songs that comes to mind when I think of Helen that jump started our amazing journey of 20 years now. What's one of the first songs that I get? Did I catch you off guard with that one?
Yeah. Well, not off guard. I'm just starstruck. I would say Candlelight by Ruben Studdard.
Candlelight. Shout out to Ruben Studdard. It was one of our first songs. I remember we would play that song on repeat.
Amen.
And
Next question.
what's another song?
um, shoot, I have so many, even till this day. Sometimes this may, I don't know, throw the topic off, but sometimes when I'm frustrated with you, but because I love you, I'll ride around in the car and play Tell Him by Lauryn Hill. And it just simply says, Tell him that I need him, tell him that I love him. And I don't always just play it only when I'm mad, but that helps me to reel it back in, to soften my righteousness, my being right in that moment, my frustration. It'll soften it, to remember the good times, Um, another song not related to me being upset and I'm trying to pull myself back in would be "Still" by Tamia. Just that song for me is a reminiscent song of just our love journey and just highlighting that I still love you, still do this, still do that, this, that, and the third. What are some songs for you?
Oh, I thought you was ready to start. Now we was just warm. That was the
Well,
warm
just
up.
give the people one
No,
song.
but I got a couple, right? So Rome, I belong to you. Uh, it was one of my favorites. I used to have that song on repeat.
Oh,
Uh,
"Beauty" by
Beauty by
Cisco. Drew, is
Cisco.
it Cisco or Drew Hill?
Beauty by Drew Hill.
Okay. Did you
Uh,
do the Drew Hill step?
to my five steps.
No, the that little
The
thing
Ooh
that
Yeah.
they. Never mind, he didn't forget.
Look, we got Tight Jeans by Jaheim.
What?
I'm surprised she ain't mentioned
Okay,
Jaheim at all. But yeah, tight jeans. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My wife will pull up on me and
next
uh,
question, please.
love ain't a feeling. It's
This is
discipline.
before Pastor Calvin, Pastor Helen days.
Well,
Let's leave it there now. Amen.
look, here's the truth, right? Marriages don't fall apart because couples stop loving each other. They fall apart because couples stop choosing to love each other.
Mhm,
I can say out of the history of our marriage, it's never been an option for my love to pause or to
mhm,
stop. Uh, let's talk to couples about when you do that, you leave room for the enemy to come in with free marriage advice or free marriage nuggets, wisdom, and we say this all the time: get to know each other before you get to love each other, so that you can know what you're walking into and what you're saying yes to. Uh, I can say that in spite of the good and the bad, my love for you have never paused. Uh, because one thing I can say again, coming up in a dual household, I was blessed, regardless of that how high the heat was at times with my mom and dad. I guess I've seen them do things that was old school. They would be on their knees every night, praying with each other,
mhm.
just sharing meals like every night at the table. It was like not an option. Like they were at the table, even if I wasn't at the table and I was doing homework or something. I would watch them sit at the table and eat together, just doing things, to it's a discipline. Their love for each other was discipline. It was more than when you hear people that say "I love you." My wife is so good at this. I'd be like, some just spontaneous, randomly. I'd be like, babe, I love you. And then she'd be like, what you love about me? Shout out to
Yeah,
the
tell
couples.
me.
Have you ever gotten that couple? Put it in the chat. Have you ever got that question, couples? But when we talking about that, why is it so important that you don't pause your love for each other?
Pretty much what you have already spoken on. That makes gateway for the enemy to enter and really disrupt the sanctity, the purity of marriage, as far as the closeness, as far as the sacredness, the intimacy. That's where affairs come in or can come in, divorce, or just wasting a lot of time not sowing into your marriage for whatever the reason is. You miss a lot of valuable time, which could lead to regret, especially if one of the spouses transition from this earth or becomes ill, and then you're no longer able to fully enjoy the fruitfulness of the marriage. So you definitely have to be careful with pausing your love, which that would be difficult to do in a sense as far as pausing. your love, and I guess give me a definition or a quick summary of what you mean when you say pausing your love. Is it love turning into hate, resentment, those type things?
I believe that those microsecond moments when couples have they disagreements
Mhm.
and they are either separated internally, like in house,
Mhm.
right? The husband, women like to say, "You in the doghouse. I don't want your love right now." So
Did
the
they say it like
so
that? I don't want it.
me, y'all let me know. Y'all put it in the chat. Have you ever been in the doghouse and still felt love? And the room goes silent, right? Uh, so
Okay.
so I mean, you know, when I say pause your love, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like the heated moments that cause your love to, you know, to have you got questions when you heat it, like
Mhm.
because may have been broken communication, where the communication was broken, or where the love was not matured,
Mhm.
and how it takes discipline to communicate when you want to shut down. So many couples shut down because of lack of maturity to have a mature conversation about the feelings for each other, to where they love pause, and they may go, you know, days without talking to each other, and that love at that moment, you know, it is a pause in the relationship, because if you're not talking, then you know that's you know not healthy for the relationship. Discipline to serve when you feel tired, discipline to
Mhm.
show up consistently, and so we know that feelings are great, but they're passengers and not drivers. Covenant is the driver, and so that's why, you know, mastering covenant marriage, one conversation at a time, because my wife and I, we try to make sure that the covenant that we made when we stood at the altar is what drives our marriage. It's
Mhm.
what drives our relationship. Do we have the perfect marriage? Do we have the perfect relationship? Do we have disagreements? Have we argued before? Yes to all of those questions. But what has kept us in this journey of being married is that our covenant is the driver. Our covenant is the driver. We don't treat each other as passengers, or just, you know, she's just, you know, she's a woman, I'm a man. No, she's my wife, I'm your husband. And with effective communication is what builds stabilized marriages.
Mhm.
So with stabilized marriages, and when it comes to stabilizing your marriage, what are some nuggets that you can give to the people on this particular episode about stabilizing your marriage?
Ensure that you are a safe place to discuss not only the good but the bad and the ugly. Be careful what advice you are allowing from the outside to go into your ear gate. Um, be intentional about taking time to meet and connect with each other, to check in, to make sure that y'all are in a great place, a good place, right on track with what y'all are desiring to do. Also, I was listening to a video the other day. It was a quick little snippet that I shared in Couples Canvas group chat, and the interviewer or the host was speaking about how a lot of times, statistically, married couples, only talk to each other about 15 minutes during the whole week. And I'm like, what? That sounds crazy. But as she broke it down even the more, she was more so talking about the surface level stuff or things that need to be taken care of in the home. We tend to put more energy and intentionality behind those things, the things concerning the kids, venting about work or discussing business or discussing everything else besides what's really going on with each other or the marriage relationship, being intentional about sowing into date days, date night, date morning, vacations, where are we going, um, future mission, future vision, where are we at in this season, those type of things. So that made sense because sometimes the busyness of life does take over. So it is essential to ensure communication is effective, communication is healthy, and communication is always a doorway that is open.
It's so good. She killed it on that as far as touching so many practical teaching when it comes to this particular episode. You talked about the daily emotional check-ins, but you said something in that episode which you said that you was watching how 15-minute conversations within an entire week.
Yes,
That
dealing with
is
everything else and not each other.
that's unhealthy, and a whole different type of perspective. I know my wife and I, at the minimum, what would you say when it comes to checking in, how our conversations within like a day? I know usually like we're spending like multiple conversations within the day. If we're not just conversating, and then just emotionally checking in, what would you say like some of our conversations, when it comes to like checking in, like what our time limit is like?
I don't think it's a time limit. I think we just do it because it's such a habitual thing. So much so we do it even with our kids, picking them up from school per se, and they'll usually give the answer of "I had a good day." So I'll take it a step further and say, "Well, what was good about your day?" So we tend to do the same thing within our marriage as far as just checking in. How you doing? Is there anything that you need? Or just stepping it up, not even asking, and knowing my spouse so much so the things that he like and need as far as being sown into him. I take the initiative to make him feel cared for and spoiled and all of those things. Sometimes there are seasons where I have lacked in it, and something will trigger me or alert me to realize, okay, you need to step it up and sowing into his love language, his love bank, his needs, his wants, his desires, so forth and so on. And I also will communicate when I feel like, okay, yes, we could do a little bit better with checking in. If I had to put a number on it per day, I would say it's kind of tough because I would say it would be throughout the day.
I,
Throughout the day.
and I asked that
More than
question.
15 minutes a week for sure.
Yes, and I was asking that question just really because we have conversations like I was getting to the point to what I knew she was going to say what she said, for couples to just communicate throughout the day, and to have those healthy conversations throughout the day that builds up more healthy conversations throughout the day. And we have mastered spoiling each other. She was talking about that. I could do nothing but smile because I was like, she has me spoiled. So, she knows when I need to rest. I know when she need to rest. She knows when I need isolation. I know when she needs isolation. And isolation does not mean that you pause your love. Isolation means that she may just need to recalibrate some things on her end because she got things that she's working on. She's processing things that, she's trying to accomplish on her end. And so again, she's a woman of many hats, many coats. So you study your wife at all times. You study your husband at all times. And so some of the practical teaching we talked about, the emotional check-ins, praying even when you're irritated with each other,
Yes,
um,
Lord.
listening to understand and not defend. One of the things I've learned when I was in the military is a person that gets defensive is usually the person that is in the wrong.
Guilty.
So choosing patience when your spouse is struggling, that's a good one.
Yes, Lord.
And then following through on promises.
Come on, come on.
Following through on promises. One of the things I want to check off this week because we are preparing to do some traveling. I was like, we got to go date. I was like, the other day, I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was like, hey, babe, let's go have a breakfast date. And we just went, ate breakfast. I was able, just for me, her presence, just to be able to sit across the table and stare at my wife, for me is like date complete. I
we we even had another couple, an older couple, that was staring at us, staring at each other, talking, all in our business. But it was kind of funny though. I think that they really enjoyed seeing it. Not that we were intentionally trying to be noticed or anything like that.
as a couple, write this down. You should appreciate each other's presence as a couple because love ain't a feeling; it's discipline. And so, the more you discipline yourself to enjoy each other's presences, the more that you will enjoy each other's presence. Let me say that one
As a
again.
present.
As a
Amen.
yes, the more you discipline yourself to enjoy each other' presence, is the more that you will begin to enjoy each other as a presence. And my wife is the biggest, the best present that God could have ever blessed me with, the best gift. Obviously, salvation. And, I'm not going to get super spiritual, but it's God. Then He blessed me with Helen, and just enjoy it. Those date moments, being able to sit at the table and just stare into her eyes, and there's times I tell her she be sleeping, I be stalking her in her sleep
Don't
uh,
stalk.
because I enjoy her presence. I really
Enjoy.
do enjoy her presence. So love grows through repetition.
Hmm.
Just like, the gym, your consistency builds strength, not your feelings about working out. When we're talking about love and how it grows through repetition, most couples that become stagnant in their relationship, I believe, is because they force love instead of learning what love is. And again, with this particular episode, make sure you like, share, subscribe to Couples Canvas as we're talking about how love is not a feeling, but it's discipline. And so, with love not being a feeling and it's discipline, never confuse love with lust. Never confuse love with ego, or love with, hey, I had this before I got with you, and that's why we're in the position that we're in. And love is about discipline. And so, my wife is the best workout partner I can ever have. And that's
Amen.
physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because as partners, obviously, she's my life partner, right?
Hmm.
As life partners, we have been equipped, connected to do life things. So, as life partners, life partners, what are some things that we've done as a couple that has been exciting to you?
Traveling for sure. Seeing some of the most beautiful destinations. I love to travel because of you. I love trying different restaurants because of you, expanding my horizon. So, yeah, we've had some pretty dope travel moments and dates. So, yeah, hint, hint.
I think on my end, one of the most exciting moments, honestly, the most exciting moments or exciting moment for myself was when my wife literally stood at the altar and she held my hand and she said, "I do." Uh, it was exciting for me because I never thought that I would have that moment again. Because I mentally, I was in a season where, when you go through hurt and you go through things, in life,
Hmm.
there's some things that sometimes you don't think you'll get a second chance in. And when God, placed Helen into my hands and looked her in her eyes and said, "I do," uh, 20 years later in February made 20 years, just to see that monumental year come to fruition and realize that at the age that we're at, still young,
We are elders now. He's just not willing to accept it.
we're still young, but to be able to celebrate the fact that, I've learned over the years of being married about making sure that I'm more disciplined in our relationship, versus letting love just be the love. Of course, is the icing on the cake, but it does no good to have icing on the cake and then everything under the cake is not done. And so that's the discipline part, right? There are people that can give you a cake and you think and it looks good on the outside, and then you eat it on the inside and you like this don't match what this icing is looking like. And
Okay.
so she's always been the icing uh, to the love of my life. Not only the icing to the love of my life, but the taste that never go away. Uh, and so I just want to look at my wife and let her know how much I appreciate you, how much I
Appreciate you
appreciate
too.
you,
Yes,
how
sir.
much I appreciate you. So, any closing thoughts before we close out this episode? Closing thoughts.
Just keep sowing into each other, regardless of what season you are in. I know during our vow renewal, we talked about the 4 seasons of marriage, and it was pretty much the loving sweet season, um, the sour season, the bitter season, and it was one more season that's slipping my mind. Maybe I'll drop it in the comments. But nevertheless, marriage goes through various seasons, but it don't have to stay like that. What will your response be? So it's truly important to remember that love sometimes feels like a word that can come and go, but few people really know what it really means to love somebody. I'm just kidding on that last part, but just wanted to make y'all smile. Keep laughing, keep building on the joy and happiness in your marriage covenant partnership, and you will more than likely end up, if you do that, you will more than likely have more good days than quote unquote bad days. So find ways to quote unquote outlove each other, to surrender, and to acknowledge and recognize the season that you are in your marriage.
This is absolutely good. So we're gonna leave y'all with this question, and you can ask your spouse this question tonight. And when you ask your spouse this question tonight, record it, record the conversation, and then send it to us. Tag us on Couples Canvas, like, share, subscribe on Couples Canvas, and then send it to us at C Miller at one team one fight ministries.com. We would love to hear your responses, and so that we can see, where y'all at. But the question I want you to ask your spouse tonight is, what is one way I can be more consistent? One way I can be more consistent in the marriage, and share your thoughts. Go take your baby on a lunch date, a breakfast date, and talk about that question. How can I be more consistent in the marriage? Again, episode. I pray that this episode blessed you. Love ain't a feeling; it's discipline. As always, know that my wife and I, we absolutely love you, and there is nothing
Nothing.
you can do about it. We out. Love you.